Fletcher, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome to Lawrence County.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And I know everybody's really excited to talk to you and meet you, and so we thought this would be a good way that maybe people who otherwise wouldn't have a chance to meet
Sure.
you, we can do a video interview and put it on the laser, and they can kind of see you face to face.
Well, that's great. The fun thing so far is I've been able to talk to some parents that didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
And so when I tell them at the end I'm the new superintendent, it's always fun to, but they've been very gracious.
Yeah.
So far it's been great.
So you're getting settled in?
Getting settled in. Of course, my official start date's July 1, but
Yeah.
I've been invited to a lot of meetings and been a part of some trainings that they've had here, and just getting to meet people and talk to people it's been very good.
Well, that's good.
Mm.
Well, starting out, I guess we just wanted to kind of know what your education background is as far as how you worked in the field and,
Sure.
and what your work experience has been.
I started out at Williamstown Independent, which is in northern Kentucky. It's in Grant County. It's a small independent school. I worked there for 2 years. I was the middle school academic coach, high school assistant baseball coach. I even refereed volleyball. And when you're an intern, as an intern teacher, you'll do anything to keep a job. But I had a gentleman by the name of Cliff Wallace, who was a superintendent there, that I felt was an exceptional leader. That it was kind of odd to be able to have a.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened. Anyway, it was kind of odd to have a relationship with a superintendent where you could learn as a leader, but I had that with Mr. Wallace, but it was good to learn from Mr. Wallace at that point. I was there for 2 years. I met one of my best friends while I was at Williamstown, but I got married after the first year, and we were living in Lexington. My wife was in medical school at the time, and it was a 54-mile one-way drive for me. So I decided to apply in some areas, and actually I applied, wound up applying only at one at Bourbon County. I taught there for 4 years. While at Bourbon County, I was assistant baseball coach for 3 years. I helped out very little with the academic team, not a lot. I taught everything from AP Calculus to Algebra 2. While at Williamstown, I taught science, physics, computer applications. I also taught geometry in that time. While at Bourbon County, the reason why we left was my wife finished residency, and we had decided we wanted to move home when that was over.
Mm-hmm.
So we did move back to Martin County, but while at Bourbon County, I had a lot of great opportunities. I was Teacher of the Year 1 year. The next year I was Walmart Regional Teacher of the Year. I have a nice little blue vest that has a smiley face on the back. But that was a great honor, and the people of Bourbon County was very kind, very gracious, and I had a great 4 years at Bourbon County. The next step was to move home. The only job opening in Martin County at the time was Inez Middle, teaching middle school mathematics. Mm-hmm. So I went from teaching AP Calculus to teaching pre-algebra. So that was probably the job I struggled at most, was being a middle school math teacher, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are energetic at the 7th grade level, so I had a great time with that. I taught that for 2 years. I was the middle school academic team coach at Inez Middle. And then in the 3rd year, the assistant principal's job at Inez Middle opened up, and Greg Cornett hired me as the assistant principal at Inez Middle. That 1 year experience with Mr. Cornett, it was worth more than any class or any range of classes that I took as a principal. Mm-hmm. I learned more in that 1 year from Mr. Cornett and the people in the administration than I had previously in any role in any class. So I spent 1 year as his assistant, and then my middle school alma mater, Warfield Middle, the job opened up there. Warfield Middle was the 7th lowest performing school in the state as far as middle schools. So we did a turnaround process before it's called turnaround. And we had the 2nd highest test gain in the state of Kentucky among middle schools in 4 years.
That's great.
So I had a great staff. The staff at Warfield Middle would walk through fire if you asked them to, and many times they did. And the kids there bought into everything that we were doing. The teachers, a lot of the great ideas that was implemented at Warfield Middle came from the teachers, and I was just happy to be able to add to it. But there was a huge turnaround at Warfield Middle. And then Shelton Clark came open. Mm-hmm. I had been the principal at Shelton Clark High School for 5 years. Of course, we were labeled a persisting low achieving school. And Lord willing, it looks like our test scores are going to be good enough so that after this year we'll come out of that PLA status. While at Shelton Clark, I worked with a great staff that not only supported me, but more importantly supported the kids. and we made some tough decisions as a faculty. We implemented a lot of different things as a group, but the team really pulled together, and we hope, it looks like we'll be a proficient school again this upcoming year. I don't want to jinx that, but our preliminary data looks good. So with the team that we had there, a gentleman by the name of Frank Baldridge, Royce Mayo, who was an ER staff from the state, Marianne Crace, and of course the entire faculty worked very hard over those 5 years. So long story, I've been I've been in education for 18 years. Started my 19th here at Lawrence County. I'm very excited about that.
Well, that's great. And just so did you go to school go to college?
Well, of course, after graduating from Sheldon Clark in '92, I went on to Morehead State University. I have a bachelor's. Oh yeah, go Eagles!
Yeah.
Morehead State, loved it. I was there for 4 years. It was a perfect fit for me. Small school, but big enough that I could get what I needed. I have a math major, a minor in physics. The time I was there, I was part of the top graduating math teaching student after graduating from Morehead State. Graduated summa cum laude. And at times I was just thank you, Lottie, that I graduated. But again, Morehead State, those 4 years were phenomenal. After Morehead State, I took a few years to teach and see what education was like. I set up my classes so that if I didn't like education, I could fall back on engineering.
Exactly.
So
Always have a backup plan.
I always had my backup plan. You know, a lot of people went into engineering, their backup plan was education. I was just the opposite. Engineering was my backup. And of course, I would have had to go on back and take probably 6 to 8 more classes, and I could have had an associate in engineering, but I loved education from day one. While at Williamstown, Dr. Shadler, David Shadler, was the principal, and they changed the principal program so that you could get your master's in principalship. And he said, you know, and he told me, he said, Rob, I know you plan on going back to Martin County. This would make you more marketable if you got your principalship. And of course, at that point, I really didn't have a desire, but I took my 4 years it took me 4 years, but I got a principalship from the University of Kentucky. After getting my principalship at the University of Kentucky, I waited for a few more years till the doctoral program opened at Morehead State. So, and in between, I got 4 classes of superintendency certification. So I got superintendency certification, then moved into the doctoral program and finished that last May, a year ago May. So another 3 years later, I've finished my doctoral degree and was very blessed by that also. So I was very happy with that.
So it sounds like that was a good call.
It was a good call. But now, as far as if there's anybody that's watching and wants to go through the doctoral program, it is very gratifying, but it's a very, very difficult process.
Sure.
Not sure if I'd go through it again.
Yeah.
But I am thrilled that it's over. So, but also people like David Barnett, Carol Christian, Dr. Wright at Morehead State, they were always there to support me. Dr. Hughes.
Well, tell the folks out there a little bit about your personal life. I understand your wife's a doctor.
Yes.
Melissa?
My wife is she is a physician, family physician in Martin County. She works for Three Rivers, and that has been a great thing for us because instead of working on her own, you know, now she has sick days, she has personal days, and she has vacation time, and she doesn't have to worry about the business end of it. She can be a family doctor. And I'm very biased, but I think she's the best. But she is a family physician. She graduated from the University of Kentucky. She was also the chief resident at UK for 1 year. I won't say a whole lot because she'll probably watch this at home. So, but anyway, I couldn't find a better person to be supportive than what Dr. Melissa Fletcher is.
Now, does she work here in Louisa or in the Martin County office?
No, she works in the Martin County office. She works there 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And who knows what the new job holds for us, but as far as my new job here as the superintendent, but right now she works 4 days a week in Martin County.
So what made you decide to leave as principal at Sheldon Clark and come to Lawrence County? How did that happen?
It happened with a good friend of mine. Had the night that Mike Armstrong resigned, texted me and said, the job at Lawrence County is open. Are you interested? And, you know, a year ago, even before all this, I had the opportunity to come here for the Fastlane Classic. I saw a board that was willing to help a neighboring community that that was struggling, since Sean Clark did lose their high school when we had to move to middle school. But the people of Lawrence County were so accommodating. So I think there was a seed planted back in the Thanksgiving time, October, in those areas, where you kind of look at a school system in a new light. So from that point, it just felt good. Lawrence County felt like a good place. And then when the text came from my friend, he said, Robbie, I know that you're looking forward, would like to be a superintendent, and this would be a great opportunity for you. Mm-hmm. And from that point, I believe in prayer. I believe that you follow the Lord's lead, and there's going to be tough times. There's going to be great times. But if you don't follow the Lord's lead, that you're going to be miserable. My wife and I both prayed a lot about this, and to be honest to the viewers, my first prayers were, can I be comfortable being in Sean Clark? Lord, make me comfortable being in Sean Clark. Mm-hmm. But the more I prayed about it, those prayers changed to, Lord, lead me to where you want me to be.
Right.
And then, Lord, it feels like Lawrence County is the right place. So in that process, I can't explain the peace that I had as far as coming from Martin County to going to Lawrence County. But I really feel led to be here. So in a nutshell, I feel like I'm following the Lord's lead.
Well, that's good. He'll definitely put you where he wants you.
Yes,
that's
he will.
for sure.
Well, he'll put you where he wants you.